Hello world, WayofTime here, bringing to you another episode of EEPower. So I was busy out mining and I've got 3 backpacks, not completely full, but they have enough goodies for everything. I got a bit of rubies, some sapphires, some more sapphires, as well as some diamonds. So I'm thinking we'll need to start processing these, but first of all we're going to need to output all of it into our chest. So let's do that if we can, and we cannot do all of them into one chest, obviously. Let's check, we're going well. Okay, we got nothing in any of them now, and we should be good. So, lots of goodies in here, lots more goodies in here. For some reason, we have a rocky drone. So we're going to need to process this stuff, and we're also going to want to set up an auto sorter so that we can get a bunch of machines going and everything. Now, the thing is, what we're going to use are a few things. We'll want to use red power to sort all of our junk into all the designated chests. Now, a thing we need to do before that is we have to get, well, the red power so that we can get some power, but we're also going to need to get some more industrial craft energy. Currently, this matter fabricator is a bit of a pig with all of our energy reserves, and we're going to want a bit more than this MFSU can currently provide with all these solar panels. So what I think we're going to want to do, other than charging my lap pack, which will just take a bit of time, is that we'll want to maybe set up some geothermal generators powered by some of our magnetic things. Yes, that's very helpful. Let's see if I can find the recipe Magma Crucible. The Magma Crucible takes some nether bricks, copper, redstone reception coil, this time I'll make it correctly, bucket, and a machine frame. So I'm thinking we should probably make a bit of this, and if I am correct, it is actually 1-to-1 ratio geotherms to that. So it's probably the best. Now the only question that remains is this: how are we going to transport the buildcraft energy required for the lava over there? We can do a few things that I'm thinking of right now. Number one is that we can send the buildcraft energy over here for it to be processed into some industrial craft EU. The second thing we can do is just send the lava over for it to be processed in the geotherms. That might be what we want to do instead of the former because, well, it's probably a lot less loss as well as a lot less cost. Then again, considering how much redstone we currently have to await processing, I don't think that will be too much of a problem. So probably, the only thing that we're going to need is to get some of the hardened glass, and that's not going to be much of a problem at all. So what I think I'll do is just set the redstone, get everything we're going to need, and I think let's truck the lava over to here. So we're just going to need to build a tunnel that'll go through the place. And now that I think of it, seeing as there's going to be a lot of energy frameworks everywhere, we might as well set a global energy framework. So this base should be able to have a bunch of conduits, say bringing lava over to each and every base if any of them use it, some buildcraft energy as well, because the buildcraft energy is going to just be built in this area, as well as industrial craft energy if it's needed to all the corners of the base. That's probably the best thing that we can do. So the first thing that we're going to need to do is make, that's not good. We seem to have a bit of a leak with this. So let's get our infinite water source back to infinite level, which is always helpful. So the first thing that we're going to need to do is set it up so that we can actually have some lava generating. So we can use this. I think we'll actually keep this going because the industrial centrifuge is actually using all of it. And how much do we have over here? Yeah, we got quite a bit actually. some tungsten, we got some electrum, so there's our electrum problem solved right away. And we got a lot of other junk, which I think we should probably deal with right now. In fact, I'm going to deal with all of my junk right now that I have to get rid of. I'll get that rectified, and then we'll be able to continue and maybe envision our network a bit more cleanly. Now, if you've been watching my Let's Plays for quite a while, you'll know that there are actually a few things that I take issue with. Number one is energy loss. I don't like energy loss in the slightest. Currently, though, I do have a lot of energy loss because of the Buildcraft stuff going constantly, but it's better to do that than other methods. Number two, though, is probably free energy. Free energy is a complete no-no in my books, because there's no point having free energy. Well, solar powers are solar energy you could think of as free energy, but considering you have to work your butt off for it, I don't really see it as such. So, free energy, no. So, pumping out the nether, I kind of consider free energy. I will if I have to pump out the nether, but I kind of want to keep it, okay, air quotation time. Nice and peaceful. There, I said it. Okay, I can't bring it back. Okay, so now let's actually turn this so that I can have, oh, max input is 100. That's a shame. Okay, let's take this slightly charged cube thing, place it back down, and some of it will be consumed, though I don't think any more something's lossy. If anything's lossy, I think it'd be the rolling machines here, though I'm not too concerned about that. Anyways, we're going to need to pulverize a bunch of obsidian, throw it in with our pulverized lead, and then we'll be able to make some more of those fancy stuff. And we're going to need a bunch of the stuff for the energy conduits. And what I'm thinking we'll need to do is, if I dig down here so I can see where everything is, we'll want to put the magma crucibles around this area, so that we can just send off all of the lava off to the center of the base so that everything can receive from it, and then off into the merry blue yonder. Now, all that we need to do for that is to make sure that we actually have energy, and obviously we have our pack charging, so it's not like we can do that. And we actually need to dig out this base eventually, because there's no point having just all this dirt everywhere being useless. So what we'll want to do is bring all of the stuff over here, and we'll probably have the magma crucibles here. Now, why I think I'm going to do it is feed them with tubes with all the cobblestone that they're going to need. I could manually feed it, but having tubes that's run off of one of the things over here, if we look at the name, igneous extruder. If we have the igneous extruder just feeding it with tubes and using an ejector to feed all the stuff, I think we'll be good in that regards. Okay, so what shall we do? We're going to need to get the energy to go over there for one. That's number one. Well, number one is also actually making all of those machines, so we're going to need to process all of the iron that we actually currently have. Igneous extruder. This is the igneous extruder we're going to need, and we're also going to need a red power ejector. Is it the ejector? No, it's the relay. Let's check. Relay? Relay. Yes, we're going to need a relay because the items can't... What the? Did I see that right? What are you? Wood plate? Can you compress wood into wooden plate? That's kind of awesome, I cannot lie. Okay, so we're going to need a bit of iron. I do believe we have some iron in our chest over here. So let's grab that. Iron, 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 iron. That is not exactly a plentiful supply of iron. This is a bit more already. Okay, so we got our iron, and we're going to have our gold. We got our glass as well. So I'm thinking Well, with the energy that we're currently using, I'm thinking 5 of these will be sufficient. And now what we're going to need to do is alloy a few things up. So let's get our silicon boules and make a few of those silicon wafers. We're going to need to dope them up with the redstone, and actually let's use this. I'm not sure how efficient it's going to be, seeing as we only have so much energy. No, not really efficient at all, is it? Okay, so let's just throw it into here instead. We're going to need to get some charcoal, which I don't think we have a plentiful supply of. There we go. This will be our supply of charcoal. It'll have to do for now. We can just throw in some wood that we have way over there since we're not using it. Anyways, throwing a bunch of charcoal in here, throwing a bunch of charcoal in here. Do we have our redstone? No, we do not. Let's throw it in. We're going to need to get that back. And I'm being a complete scatterbrain, so let's just leave that to go, and we're also going to need to gather all the copper and tin that we have. So copper, in fact, no, we have some ingots here, that's not enough. Copper and tin, we got tin somewhere here, tin, it has a completely different look, and this copper has a completely different look as well. I think it's factorization tin, though I'm not too sure. Copper. It doesn't really matter. Is it factorization? No, factorization does not have anything. I believe it is thermal expansion tin. So let's get this. Now let's throw the tin in, and we might as well process the copper in the meantime. And once we have all of this, we can throw them in. That'll be enough. We can throw all of this in for later. Let's just throw that in. We don't want to be too wasteful. We can throw all this in to our alloy furnace so that we can get a bunch of brass for tubes. I think if we check the recipe for tubes, the pneumatic tube requires brass, and it doesn't use bronze at all, which is just simply brass blend, or we use the alloy furnace burning anything and we get brass ingots. And their difference from bronze is seen easily. And we'll just take all this and let's just jump it into it and forget it. Set and forget. And then that's good. So now we're going to need to make our engines. Not our engines, our magma crucibles. Our magma crucibles require 5 of these machine frames. So let's make 5 of those. Just into here. And let's set it. Okay, we got those. Now let's grab it, and now that I think of it, a project table would be very good. Once we set our redstone building, sorry, I keep on saying redstone, even though I got one of the words right, it's not exact. Red power building. So we have this, we're going to need 5 buckets as well. Now that they're stackable, that makes things a lot easier. And what else are we going to need? We have the copper, we need the redstone reception coils, so 5 of those. So we got the center part, we got that, and we got that. We just need the nether brick and the copper. I think while the copper is working, I'll go grab the nether brick from where else? The nether. And then we'll be able to get everything else set. And then we'll be able to place these down, let them start working their magic while we get all the other piping done. So I'll just jump over to the overworld, then the nether, then I'll come back. Okay, I believe we have everything. I might be wrong, but them's the ropes. Okay, so we have our machine frames. We got an even half stack of nether bricks. I don't want to strip the entire place because I will need some later. So let's get our reception coils here, there, and everywhere. How much do buckets stack up to? Anyways, magma crucibles, here we go. So we'll just place the magma crucibles, and we're also going to want to make the redstone conduits. Okay, so the redstone conduits are easy enough now that I believe our obsidian is nice and crafted. let's see. Sorry, our hardened glass. Don't want to offend anyone. And we're probably only going to need one more set. So let's throw our cobblestone in here and get our electrums and hardened glass, and this has upped in price. I'm guessing they considered that lead was the main ingredient that you didn't like. So let's see. Magma Crucible, we're going to need to throw in 8 redstone. So let's throw 6 to start with. And we'll throw in those. And I think I do have a large swath of redstone in here. So I think that'll be easy enough to work on. Wow, this is going a lot faster than I remembered. Oh, it requires twice the amount? Okay, so that is a bit more annoying than I thought. So there we go. This should be enough. How much does it give each time? Oh, it's the same amount, but it only gives half what it gave. So 25 millibuckets instead of the original 50 millibuckets. No matter. Let's just go down. I've really got to get some stairs. And we're going to need more than that, don't we? So putting this in the back wall should be fine. So I'm thinking no, we can't go recessed because recess is not on. Okay, so putting this like that. And the input's going to be on the top. Nope. Yes, no, yes, maybe so. I don't know. We're going to want to view it at any rate, so let's take off this side, and we are out of power. So let's actually get our backpack of batteryness so that we can get everything, and we're going to need to bring this across like so. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more. So we'll need 6 more of those. That means we're going to need a lot more hardened glass, so obsidian will be one of our priorities. So then again, we could probably just set up water to one of those igneous extruders with lava. Actually, that would be a good idea. So water in the igneous extruder with the lava should be a sufficient way to get everything going. So let's just situate ourselves and get everything else that we're going to need. I'll just make the other stuff, put more redstone in, then we should be good to go. So something that I haven't played with thermal expansion yet are something called liquid ducts. So I'm going to take some of them because this is what I think our transportation system will be. It'll require copper and hardened glass, so it shouldn't be too bad considering how much the other methods of transportation are. But anyways, let's just put this down on. This is going to be our energy. And that means how we're going to need to put all of the cobble in is through the bottom. So we'll just dig out the floor a bit now that we actually have energy to do so. We'll just put some tubes down here. And we'll need to have the accepting side. It's bottom as default, but we're going to want to make sure that those are bad. The back, I think this is the back. So the back is going to be our output. So we'll set each of the backs to output and each of the sides as no input. So just simple, gotta make sure I get the right click. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. Okay, so I'll set these up, and we also have the bottoms as the inputs. So now this is all the energy that it requires. That's good. We'll just go and put these on as well, and we'll just get all the energy from our system. And I'll clear out this wall so that we have enough room at least. Maybe if we can get an upgrade to our diamond drill. Let's see what the upgrade actually costs. It's probably going to require titanium. Actually, no. The advanced diamond drill requires overclockers and advanced circuitry, though I'm not too sure on what the advantage of that is. Probably when I have so much energy. Judging by the overclockers, it's going to require so much energy it's almost going to be useless. So I'm going to have to weigh those. Anyways, let's get this over with. Now, what I'm thinking of in the future is something like this. What we're going to want to do is this entire base will all be off of pretty much one shared network. So all the BC energy can go to each and every single building, and that's pretty much the only reason we'd want to do segregated energy networks. Well, they won't be segregated after that because all of the buildings can receive the energy. It's just that not all the buildings will produce the energy. So that'll be the main caveat. So let's put some of this cobble in for starters. And only going to be able to put 16 in the other ones, but it'll be full by everything else. And now we need to put the liquid ducts in. So let's not use our diamond sword and find our way back here. Now I believe liquid ducts require a redstone signal to actually work. So let's place the... Ooh, you do not have the right side. There we go. Let's place that, that, and that. And now all we need to do is torch it. Not torch it. Torque it. Yes, torque it. So that we have that all working. And now the only way to get everything else having a redstone pulse is to get some red wire. So if we get some red wire and put it so that we have a lever up here. So if we have a lever up here, it'll turn off all the liquid ducts, preventing any more lava from escaping. And all we'll need to do is just take out or put the red wire up there. Okay, so then we'll have it go out like so, and we need to attach it like that. So probably what I'll want to do is put the empty line first before we have the full line, because otherwise it'll just not make sense. And we got some lava still in all the other ones, so that's good. It's still generating, so it'll continue generating while we get the system up and running. But beyond that, we won't really be able to do anything. Now, we got two energy conduits left, and we got some other junk that we can dispose of quickly. So what I think we're going to do, since our alloy furnaces are most undoubtedly done, see, brass is done. What we'll do is throw in our redstone, which we seem to be lacking for some reason. And this is done, so let's grab our red doped wafers, and we're going to make some alloys. Some more alloys. Let's get this instead. So 16 iron. And where are we going to put our conduits? Here. Might as well put it there. And this is junk, so we'll grab the conduits once we get everything else. And I don't think I need thaumium currently, so we can just dispose of that quickly. And let's grab some redstone. Since the mod is called Red Power, what would we do without all of this redstone? Glorious, glorious redstone. We're going to need 3 red alloy ingots, and we'll turn them into wires, and then we'll be wired up for everything else. Now, I seem to be lacking in my other stuff. Other stuff, yes, other stuff. That is very descriptive way. You never cease to amaze me. Other stuff being wood, so I should probably grab wood. And also, now that I mention it, I might as well just throw 2 stacks into the thing. Node! I think we got enough wood over here, so let's just grab a bit. That'll be good. And grab the leftovers over there. And we'll just throw it into the thing, because that is the only thing I can actually name it by currently. Induction furnace. Yes, we actually managed to name it before we got to it for a change. We'll just zap these in the induction furnace, but this stuff will turn into a few levers. Like I said, I probably have a stack of them floating around somewhere, and I just can't find it. 1 lever should do. And then we'll just pull out our alloy. We have 7 of it. We'll throw the remainder here for now. And we'll turn this into red alloy wires. There we go. So the advantage of red alloy wires, as you undoubtedly know, is the fact that it can be run through on walls. And because of this, it can go on to other things. So let's see if we can actually get this working. So this should only output lava. This only pulls lava. Now that I think of it, I don't think this will work. Okay, this is powered. These blocks should be powered. And thus this should be powered. And thus shouldn't be able to give anything. Now that I think of it, it probably won't work, but it's only 6 wires and just a bit of resources, so it shouldn't matter. Okay, we'll know if it works when we actually get all the remaining conduits to go out, because I think the thermal expansion stuff automatically ejects stuff, so we'll have to see how that goes. We're going to need some more hardened glass, and we're going to need to build our tunnel to the center of our base. So I can quickly do that, and then I'll need to branch out and go into the industrial craft room, And once I go there, we'll be able to bring all of the remaining stuff over. And you gotta think of it, I know you're probably thinking, oh my gosh, you are so lossy, Way, how could you? But either way, I'm going to be lossy somehow. Okay, one moment. Is that what I think it is? Are you really? You are iridium. To think that I'd actually find iridium in this base, I'm actually more surprised than probably you are, because I've been walking over this for how long? And it's just up there. Like, seriously, just looking up here, and it was right under here all along. And obviously I did not pick it up, so I should probably pick that up before it decays, because that would suck. Oh yeah, it was probably doing something. So probably what we'll do right now is just do a simple mock-up of the system. All we'll do is just bring the liquid ducts over to here, and we have to find out obviously where the room actually begins. But this will eventually be a dedicated pathway, so we probably are going to want to put the liquid ducts in a more eco-friendly area. That is what we want to do. Eco-friendly, huh? Well, at least I'm not being a complete idiot with my thaumaturgy or whatever. He said turge. Sigh. Now, is this the same level as all the other buildings? It should be, seeing as I didn't divert from it. So we'll have to see how many more liquid ducts we need. I can do a cursory count, and we can just add a few, and then we just need to add the geotherms and put them up, but we also need to put the ejectors, etc. And all I think I'll do is just hook it up so that it goes directly into the MFSU. So we might as well do that, and the advantage of having it there is the fact that, well, it'll be easy enough to move. We'll just move it over there whenever we need to, and yeah, I'll just shut up and work. I never get any love. So I looked at the numbers, and it's actually going to require a lot of pulverized obsidian. So we're going to need to start working on that, and this energy cell really drains quickly, it seems. So we're going to probably need to... These are full. Hey, let's use the actual full ones. How about that? So we're going to need to just quickly change this so that we'll be able to output a bit more than how much there was beforehand. But we're going to need to modify those in the future. So we actually require, I believe it's full stack, but I'm going to need a bit more pulverized lead than what we have right there. So we're going to need to grab some of that more and wait for the obsidian obviously first before we can do that. Though I do think we have enough lead to be able to be a little more sufficient. It'll be sufficient. Let's just say it will be sufficient. So we'll just wait for all this, then we can combine it with the copper, and we'll have enough liquid ducts to take over the world. The pinky. The pinky and the brain, 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 brain. I'll shut up now. All your hardened glass are belong to us. Okay, so this should be sufficient. Though I'm probably going to go down there, find out we need a bit more, and then be very, very sad. Also, zombie killing! Oh my gosh, this is like a gauntlet. I do not like where this is going. Take that! Oh. Crud. 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 Go back. Is there more than one? Yes, there is. Egad, my friend. Egad. And there's probably another behind the corner, isn't there? Yes, there is. Okay. Enchanted shovel. Did not drop. Okay. So let's actually put all these together. It should just be a quick jaunt now that we have everything. Hopefully nothing has spawned behind me. Has anything? Nope. Okay, so... And I should probably grab that minium shard. What to drop, I don't know. Maybe that. That'd be helpful. So this should be enough conduits to bring all of the juicy, juicy lava. That's just going to bounce there. I don't care. Should be enough conduits, though we might need a bit more copper. Yes, there we go. We got enough. So let's just throw this on. We're actually going to need to connect it using the Omni wrench. Oh, crud. That's helpful. Liquiduct. Connect. There we go. Now it's just going to go onwards, and we'll see actually if our hypothesis is correct and whether more lava flows. Doesn't seem like that's the case, and this lava does provide a light level, so there is that, and it seems like, is it draining from this first, or where is it draining first? I am not sure. I can probably look at the other end, but that's not fun. I'd just rather watch at the bouncy items. Yay! Bouncy, bouncy, bouncy castle. I could almost do that all day, though you'd probably get annoyed at me after a while. So it seems like we pretty much have everything covered. We're just going to need to get geothermal generators down, as well as some actual energy. So let's just pop down over here and actually give us some headroom. So it seems like all the conduits are nice and filled, and I'm not sure actually how much a conduit holds. I'll actually research that to see, and also the speed of lava, because we might as well get this working. All we're going to need to do is, and something I'll do off camera for next episode, is just gather all the geothermal generators and plonk them down, and then all we'll need is the glass fiber feeding into the MFSU, and that'll provide enough energy to actually have some sustained operation for most of our other devices. And then once we get that, next episode we'll be able to actually work on our red power auto sorter, and not just an auto sorter, but we'll be easily able to just create a bunch of more macerators, singularity compressors, and the like, so that we can have a nice automated system. Well, that's all the time we have for this episode of EEPower. If you like what you see, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe to future episodes. You do not go there. Goodbye, Cole. WayofTime here, signing off. Have a wonderful day.